So really the gifts were a vehicle in addition to some other aspects. Of course, we were at conferences, we were doing content, we were doing partnerships and those type of things. But certainly gifts are, this goes back to the quote that you mentioned from the book, that this goes back to the power of outbound, which is that 80% of the target market, whether it's a vertical or not, are in what I call the zone of indifference. The zone of indifference is let's just say for argument's sake that you are approaching or you're targeting attorneys and you take all of the attorneys in the market that you want to acquire as customers. You lay them across a normal distribution curve, which is where you have sort of a hump in the middle and there's two sort of long tails on either side. So basically like a line that goes up and then it goes down and it goes flat again. What you find is that on the far end of one end of the distribution curve, you have attorneys who are with another agency that are extremely happy. These are the ones that are evangelizing their agency. They're trying to get other people to come over. They're extremely happy, right? They're promoters. On the other far end of the distribution curve are the detractors, those people who are actively in the market. They're extremely unhappy. They realize that they have to make a change. And those are the people who are doing Google searches. They're listening to podcasts. They're actively in the buying process, which, by the way, if you have a great inbound program, you should be capturing them. So your inbound takes care of the detractors. What about the 80% of the agents, of the attorneys in the market who are with an agency who are what I call in the zone of indifference? These are people who are neither thrilled nor is it bad enough for them to actually make a change. And the beautiful thing about going outbound effectively, and of course I'm talking about using gifts because I believe that's one of the most effective ways to do outbound, is that you're approaching these attorneys who are in this zone of indifference. They're neither happy, they're neither unhappy, they're considering making a change, but it hasn't made it to the top of their list because, let's be honest, change sucks. Devil you know is better than the devil you don't type of thing. And so people tend to be in this zone. So the great thing about outbound is if you have a really great list and a really great gift, it's unique, striking, leaves an impression, you're able to actually go into this zone of indifference and find those attorneys who are open to a conversation. They're not actively seeking it, but if you are effective conversations, what you're able to do is acquire new customers without having to go through a very competitive bake-off, because they're not actively looking at other options. You're kind of shortcutting the whole process. You're saying, I understand you're an attorney, looked at your website, you have these challenges, what's going on with what you're currently doing, what does that compare to where you want to go, and then let us talk to you about how we can actually help you get there that's different than what you're currently doing, right?